Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
We begin with a bombshell investigation by a global media consortium that revealed malware developed by an Israeli company has been used to spy on journalists, human rights activists, and political dissidents around the world. The powerful Pegasus software sold.
Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast. Hey guys, what's up? What is up? Welcome to the show. We're going to get into what is Pegasus and why is it such a immediate threat here in the country. We're also going to get into why Biden needs to go, why he needs to be impeached. We're also going to get into how free speech is being attacked day after day and it's not stopping. Got a lot to talk about on today's show. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Hey guys, Mike from the Patriot Angle Podcast. This episode is brought to you by our good friends at Blip Billboard Advertising. Guys, if you are in need for maybe extra attention to your business, maybe you have a podcast such as myself, maybe you have a small business, or maybe you're just doing something to draw attention to your product, right? You need that extra attention to bring in more revenue, maybe more viewership, maybe more customers to anything you're doing at this moment of time. Look into Blip Billboard Advertising. What is Blipboard? They are a modern digital blip, what they call themselves, a billboard, okay? You could set your own budget, your own pricing, your own scheduling, and when you want to launch your advertising on all of these billboards. Like I said, they're digital billboards. That's what sets them aside from the regular old school billboards. Also, you could find these billboards just about in every state of the country. I believe they're up to 1,500, yes, 1,500 locations in every major city, major area of this country. Guys, check them out. I use them for the podcast. They are phenomenal. They do work and they do promote your product to extreme levels to get customers and get clientele. Check them out today, guys. Blip Billboards. You can Google them and they come right up. blipbillboards.com. Check them out today. You'll love them.
By surveillance company NSO Group is said to have tapped into hundreds of devices, revealing personal information of all those targeted. RT's Alex Mihailovich explains.
It can be described as a military-grade spying tool. Software that covertly worms its way into your phone, turning your device into a surveillance system which targets you. Here's U.S. whistleblower Edward Snowden talking about the technology back in November 2018.
Everything in the entire history of your phone, they can immediately copy. Everything that happens on your phone from that day forward, every place you go, everyone you call, everything you read, every photo you take, every audio note that's been on that, or actually because they can turn the microphone on remotely. They can turn the camera on remotely even when you haven't already taken a picture. Everything that just passes by this device now, everything that your phone is a part of, this company and their customers are now a part of.
The company that Snowden was addressing is the NSO Group. The software in question is named Pegasus. A recent investigation by a global media consortium has found evidence the malware from the Israeli-based firm was used to spy on journalists, human rights activists, and political dissidents. In total, more than 50,000 smartphones appear on a list uncovered by the investigation. However, that does not necessarily mean that all the devices were hacked. The people who worked on the report were able to identify more than 1,000 individuals in 50 countries who were allegedly selected by NSO clients for surveillance.
VA loans are arguably the most powerful mortgage product on the market. Here are 5 big reasons why. 1, you can buy without a down payment. That's huge because other loans can require 3.5% or 5% or more. You don't have to spend years scraping together a down payment for VA loans. 2, you don't need perfect credit or anything close to it. These are flexible and forgiving loans, even if you have a recent bankruptcy or foreclosure in your past. 3, and I think it surprises so many people, VA loans have the lowest average interest rate on the market. There's a big misconception out there that government-backed loans have higher rates, and it's just not true. 4, there's no mortgage insurance with VA loans. That helps stretch your buying power because you're not shelling out extra money every month in mortgage insurance fees. And 5, VA loans have some big benefits when it comes to closing costs. Talk with a Veterans United loan specialist to see what your VA loan benefit can do for you.
Patriot Angle Unfiltered.
According to the Washington Post, which participated in the investigation, those targeted by the spyware included 189 journalists, more than 600 politicians and government officials, at least 65 business executives, 85 human rights activists, and several heads of state. Amnesty International Security Lab found that 2 women close to slain Saudi columnist Jamal Khashoggi were also targeted by the spyware, including his fiancée. Soon after his death in 2018, Edward Snowden brought up that the NSO group may have also been used by Khashoggi's killers.
How did they know what his plans and intentions were? How did they decide that he was someone they needed to act against who was worth the risk? And the reality is they had bugged one of his few friends and contacts using...
Wow, what the hell is this Pegasus spyware, malware? Guys, this is invading here in the country, the nation. Not only is it targeting politicians, journalists, both small and large, and human rights activists, but it's affecting you, the average American citizen. This is a software that's been basically injected into most smartphones here in the country, and they're spying on us. If that's against freedoms and liberties, I don't know what else is, right, guys? This is huge. This is huge. More crap in this country that we're dealing with. Where did this crap come from? Has it came from another country? NSO, which is an organization, doesn't have any comments on this whatsoever, but I can confirm that this may be coming from a lot of Microsoft fixed issues and files. I'm not quite sure, but this Pegasus problem here in America is basically an invasion of our privacy. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Is this another hush-hush operation from the Biden administration? I mean, maybe. But why is mainstream media, folks, not talking about this? Why? How come they're not talking about this Pegasus spyware situation that has now invaded our shores? Why? We already know, folks, that China has already said that, remember, Windows 10 is a spy software? They had special Windows 10 built without the spy shit in it. Microsoft complied. They already know. They already know that Windows 10 had the spy software. Folks, these are companies, literally large big tech companies that are being paid and bought by some unknown agency from God knows where, spying on innocent Americans and other people around the world. Where did it come from? Well, I think we need to have answers. We need answers. Where the hell did this crap come from? And why is the media not talking about it? Why? Why is the media not talking about it? They're just literally hushing it under the rug. It's the next project here in America, Pegasus. Folks, this is software technology that is threatening our democracy. I want to plug in a soundbite here on the show. Just how bad this crap is, guys. Check this out.
It can bypass your phone's security and install spyware that grants complete access to your device.
It can access every message you've ever sent. It can access every message you've ever received. It can access every photo, every video, every email. It can turn on your microphone. It can turn on the microphone even when you're not using a phone call and just record what you're doing in the room. It can turn on your camera. It can record what's on your screen. It can access your GPS. It can monitor your location.
And it can do all of this without you ever knowing. The spyware technology that makes this possible is called Pegasus.
Pegasus is probably the most advanced piece of spyware ever developed. It is effectively the most invasive form of surveillance imaginable.
Guys, what the hell is this crap? Where did it come from? Well, we may never know. We may never know. And people like Edward Snowden told the world what U.S. was doing years ago. But he was placed as a traitor of the United States of America, and he went into hiding. People like him, in some aspects, look as a hero to expose the truth of what really was going on. Yes, he was condemned for it by Americans. He was more popular abroad, though, if you remember that, years and years ago. And maybe that's why Snowden is anti-Semitic, right? Folks, it's ironic that a software such as this Pegasus is now a threat. Literally, a threat not only to your limited national intelligence of this country, but it's a threat to our democracy. I mean, this type of software has been injected into, now they're saying phones, tablets, computers, both laptops and desktops. Folks, if you just watch or listen to the sound clip I just plugged into the show, this can turn on your camera without you turning it on yourself. This can record conversations in your room without you knowing it. It could send out a GPS location when your location on your phone is not even active. Folks, where the hell did this crap come from? Where did it come from? Let's listen more into the soundbite, guys, because this is a very, very important topic that I believe is important here, not only on my podcast, but other big and large journalists around the country and around the world should be reporting on this. And why is not mainstream media reporting on this? Listen in, guys. Check this out.
Any idea that you had that aspects of your life could be kept private and on the mobile phone are wrong.
So if you are someone who thinks that you're safe because you use WhatsApp, which is end-to-end encrypted, or you use Signal, it really is meaningless once that Pegasus is on your phone.
Pegasus can infect both iOS and Android while remaining virtually undetectable.
Wow. You check that out, guys. Keep downloading those stupid apps that are developed by unknown sources, sometimes in third world nations. People living in a freaking rock or some kind of hut somewhere. The WhatsApp and all these free apps for people that maybe can't afford a cell phone bill, so they download this and they use it as an alternative. Folks, stop downloading that crap. That's where this crap is being injected in. Not only is it destroying your privacy, but it's destroying the democracy of this country. Be right back, guys, after these words. Don't go anywhere. Hey folks, this episode today is sponsored by Degree Motion Sense Dry Spray. Folks, this stuff is great. It doesn't leave any marks like white or yellow, stain marks on your clothing. It is by the company Degree, which if anybody knows, they do make deodorants, but this happens to be their dry spray. So if you're out and about, you don't have enough time to, pretty much stop at the house or wherever and, get the underarm deodorant going, and you need to get rid of that funky, nasty, sweaty smell to you, use the Degree Motion Sense Dry Spray. It's ultra clear, black plus white, anti-yellow stains and white marks. So it's not going to leave any stains or white marks on any of the black or white clothing. I happen to use this from time to time. It's an excellent product, so check them out today. They have a new look. They're available all over the place. Walmart, Target. You can find these in convenience stores, even pharmacies such as Walgreens and CVS. Check them out today, guys. They're super affordable. Degree Motion Sense Dry Spray. Check them out. You'll love it. All right, guys, back to the show. We're talking about this Pegasus problem, this spyware problem. You're probably not going to hear the story, the topic on any mainstream media platforms. Why? I don't know. It's just, that's how they are. They love to just basically just report on negative news, hate, division, chaos. That's mainstream news, right? That's what they're good for. I want to plug into the show here. Candace Owens. Yes, everybody knows who she is. Very well-known politician. And she's telling everybody that why you should start getting rid of iPhones and Google phones. This has a lot to do with what I was just mentioning. The Pegasus issue, the spyware, the malware, the invasion of privacy. It's also a problem with our democracy. Yes, it's against our freedoms and liberties. Check this out, guys. This is Candace Owens, literally just saying why you should get rid of the iPhones. Check this out, guys. This is some pretty serious stuff. Check this out.
That lawsuit is still going on. My husband and I got involved with Parler after the fact, after January 6th and the craziness, and said, how can we help? Because we realized that we're losing this country. And the last aspect of this, I basically put out a call and said, who's going to create a phone? You may have seen my tweet. I said Elon Musk needs to create an e-phone. We need to have a different phone.
I don't know about Elon Musk. Somebody else,
so that
Candace.
we can have apps and we can communicate with one another. And I was contacted by a person named Eric Finman, who I absolutely, I love him. I knew him from years ago. Back when he was like 17 years old, he became a Bitcoin millionaire, super techie, intelligent guy. He said, I'm actually creating a phone. And some other people contacted me and said, I'm creating a phone. And basically everyone sent me their phones, and I am shocked and so excited to show you a phone, a smartphone, not something weird or dinky, that you can get. Let me put this passcode in so you don't see it. I don't have one of those weird mistakes, that you can actually get a smartphone, look at this, that comes pre-downloaded is called the Freedom Phone, okay? And you can literally get this right now. I did it. I've switched away from Apple. Everyone in my family has ordered these phones. We're now getting them. It's called a Freedom Phone, and it comes pre-downloaded. Look at this. If you can see this up close, with Parler as opposed to Twitter. It comes with Rumble as opposed to YouTube. It has OANN. It has Newsmax. I downloaded the Instagram app because I wanted to show you that, like, you can literally get anything from this store. The store is called, I love this so much, by the way, it's called the Patriot Store. Hold on, let me get back to this. The Patriot Store. And you can download any app that you want to download from this store. And this phone is not controlled by Apple or Google. It is controlled by somebody who believes in freedom. And his name is Eric Finman. And basically what he explained to me, so first and foremost, you can literally log on and you can buy this phone. Freedomphone.com. You can get 10% off. I told him that I am going to blare this out if you use the code Candace. But if the code Candace for 10% off, it only works not if you buy it through the Apple Pay. You have to just, check out and pay on your credit card, and you can get 10% off. I told him I'm going to be the person that is blowing this phone up. I want literally every patriot in America to have this phone. Freedomphone.com, discount.
You heard it, guys. A brand new phone coming out. Wow. Freedom Phone? They have their own app store? Patriot app? And then I like how, it doesn't come with your typical social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It comes already installed. Parler, which is a non-censor platform. Yes, folks, they believe in freedom of speech. Rumble, opposed to YouTube, that also believes in freedom of speech. And they don't censor you. And many, many others. So awesome to that fellow patriot who designed a phone that is not literally kissing the ass of the government. This is a tech company that doesn't kiss anybody's ass. They're their own entity, their own company. That's great. That's where America should be, folks. Literally. That's where America should be. We shouldn't be kissing ass to anybody. You should be your own person. Where the hell has America gone? Literally, where has it gone? Went down the toilet. That's where it has gone. Guys, I want to get into something else before I get into my next topic here. We talked really, really big on Pegasus, why it's a problem here in America, and why is mainstream media not talking about it? Literally, they're not talking about it. They're just like literally tucking it under the rug. I'm sure they know about it. Don't get me wrong, yeah. But why are they not talking about it? Because it's not their main objective. It's not their agenda. The big man, the big man in the White House, Biden, Grandpa Joe, he doesn't want them to talk about it. That's the big man. That's the boss. Sometimes we like to think he's the leader of the free world here in the United States of America. But Big Joe, we all know isn't running this show. Somebody's running this show in Pennsylvania Avenue that we just don't know about. Scary times. With that being said, guys, I'm going to take another break here. But before I take this break, I have a brand new announcement I want to make on the show. If everybody knows by now, I will be going to Twitch. Yes, the Patriot Angle podcast has a brand new live stream in home on Twitch. If anybody doesn't know who Twitch is or what Twitch is about, Twitch is a platform which also believes in freedom of speech. They don't censor you. They allow you to express your views through the gaming, talk shows, and podcasting world. So join us on Twitch, which you can find us on Twitch, Patriot Unfiltered. That's going to be the show on Twitch, Patriot Unfiltered. This show, folks, will be the most unfiltered, unscripted, rawest material you will see on Twitch. I will be live streaming, doing a few test streams in the beginning of August. So tune us on August 4th. We will be doing a test stream on Twitch. So join us out there on August 4th. I'm going to be doing it at roughly about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. Central Time will be about 6:30. Mountain Time will be about 5:30. And Pacific Time will be about 4:30. So check us out on Twitch during those times in your respective time zones. With that being said, guys, I also have another announcement. We have a storefront. Yes, on Teespring. You can see the website on my social media platform, Facebook, the Patriot Angle Podcast. We have a storefront. You get all your favorite merchandise of the Patriot Angle Podcast, and also got some sneak peeks on there, guys, which I think you'll love. Some sneak peek merchandise of our Twitch content. So check us out there on Teespring. The website is posted on my Facebook page, the Patriot Angle Podcast, as well as Instagram. I believe the editors do have, I think they don't have yes, just informed that the editors will be posting that on Instagram later this evening. So check out the storefront. With that being said, guys, I want to get into this other topic on why Biden, he needs to be impeached, guys. He needs to go. He's a threat to our democracy and our national security. Check out that topic, but we'll be right back after these words, guys. Don't go anywhere.
This episode is brought to you by Experian. Are you paying for subscriptions you don't use, but can't find the time or energy to cancel them? Experian could cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, saving you an average of $270 per year, and plenty of time. Download the Experian app. Results will vary. Not all subscriptions are eligible. Savings are not guaranteed. Paid membership with connected payment account required.
Not being facetious. Democrats and Republicans. I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated. The fact is, you can't look at that television and say, nothing happened on the 6th. You can't listen to people who say this was a peaceful march. No, I'm serious. Think about it. Think of the things being said. I've been through the other end of this when the Democrats 35 years ago were way off to the other side. Many times Republicans are in the right place. I don't mean that the Republicans, it's only a Democratic point of view. But some of the stuff, I mean, QAnon, the idea that the Democrats or the Biden is hiding people and sucking the blood of children and doing, no, I'm serious. Now you may not like me, and that's your right. Look, it's a simple thing. You can walk out and say, I just don't like the way that guy wears his tie. I'm voting against him. You have a right to do that. You have a right to do that. But the kinds of things that are being said of late, I think you're beginning to see some of the, and by Democrats as well, sort of the venom get sort of leak out of a lot of it.
Yeah. Check this guy out. Yeah, that's our president, guys. You want to even see more of what's going on? This guy is nuts. He needs to be removed. He's a national threat to our democracy, our security, everything in this country. He needs to be impeached. He's got to go. Sorry, we didn't have any of this crap under Trump. Any of it. He needs to go, guys. I mean, this is getting bad. Getting real bad. Real bad. Terrible. Here's President Biden marking the 31st anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Yes. Just place this under the Americans with Disability Act. Yes. Just, earlier today?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by the Vice President of the United States and Miss Tyree Brown.
How long is his entrance, guys? You're still hearing the presidential theme go off. I mean, usually it's only like a minute, maybe a minute and a half. I mean, we're now on what, 2-3 minutes? President hasn't even made his way to the podium yet. This is, well, we all know that President Biden is coming from the east, maybe the west wing. And this is, yeah, it's about 8 hours ago. 8 hours ago, guys, earlier today. Still waiting for the president to come to the podium. Music getting blasted. Oh, there we see. I'm plugging in the video here to the show on the audio podcast. There's Kamala. There's Joe. And Grandpa Joe in the background. Oh, looks like Kamala's going to be talking first, guys. Of course, right? Of course.
Good morning, everyone. Please have a seat. Good morning. Well, July 26th, 1990 was indeed an historic day. On that day, the Americans with Disabilities Act was signed into law. On that day, America became better. Because we know an accessible America.
Did she just say became
is
Venom?
A better America.
What?
Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Leader Kevin McCarthy, Chairman Pat Leahy, Senator Bob Casey, thank you all for your leadership. Steny Hoyer, I'm getting to you in a second. For being here today.
Why is she always laughing?
Looking out, I see so many who helped make the ADA real.
Let me pause this right here. Let me pause this here. Do you know that there are a lot of disabled Americans, right? They're disabled Americans that are also veterans, holding cardboard signs on just about every freaking sidewalk in this country. Why are you celebrating this? Why? What benefit does it benefit you? If you're going to create a bill that was passed back in 1990, right, by we know who, former president, right? I don't think we should mention his name. But, you know, if you're going to honor disabled Americans, which about 80 to 90% are veterans, why don't you honor them correctly instead of making a mockery? Folks, this is terrible. I mean, not only should Joe be impeached, but the vice president as well. This is the most heinous presidency and vice presidency that we've ever had in probably a long-ass time. Probably a long time, guys. I can't remember one president or vice president that has done so much harm to this country. It's unbelievable. Let's fast forward a little bit here because we all know that what's going to happen here. Here's Kamala Harris talking here.
It's time to help people customize.
Yeah. Here she is talking right now about, you know, just what else needs to be done in this country and this and that. And it just basically creating a mockery here of just different things. Here she is right here talking about just how bad we need to change and this and that. And America needs to change for the good and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Come on. Don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear it, folks. Because it's crap. It's literally crap. So, will we ever get change in this country? I hope so. God, I hope so. I really do. I don't say that with just, I do. I hope we get change in this country. Here she is talking more. Listen to this.
Facilities face when casting a ballot. Long lines, rickety ramps, broken elevators, tables that are either too high or too low, complications with voting assistance. The list goes on and on. One of the leaders, in fact, said to me, she said, Vice President, equity cannot be achieved without disability being part of the equation. This is a fight that is a civil rights fight, a human rights fight. This is about equity. And whether or not we are truly committed to the principles of equity in every way that we as government and as a society can enforce those important principles. And as we all know, that truth is not just about voting then. It is also about employment. It is about an education starting with pre-K.
Oh, shut this woman off. It's the same garbage that they've been talking about for the last 7 months. Going on 8. Listen, folks, you know your administration. You know this administration is doing very poorly when you're trying to celebrate off years of a minor bill. Yeah, you know the administration's doing poorly when that happens. When we all disabled Americans, and I'm speaking on a disabled American or Americans. I'm not disabled, folks, but I'm speaking on their behalf. They deserve respect. They all deserve excellent health care. But the few of them ever do. They don't get respect. They don't get excellent health care. They just get a little kick in the ass every now and then. Pretty much. There is no equality for disabled. HMOs and state systems abuse it. They abuse it like it's, I don't know, water. They abuse the shit out of it, folks. They make disables beg for food and Medicare to pay some of their costs, state limits, and deny disabled Americans and vets more often. You want me to go on? Dementia patients tend to be more coherent in the early hours of the day, but not the JoJo, 34th, right? If anybody kind of gets what I'm getting at that. Folks, this is the worst administration for the middle class, and Biden's multi-trillion-dollar inflation bomb will hurt the majority of this country. Literally. Folks, they're destroying the country. They're destroying the economy. Who in their right mind voted these sick individuals into office? I want to know. If you voted for these clowns in office thinking that they're going to create a better change than Donald Trump, you're mistaken, folks. You're just literally seeing your country rot to the ground under this choice. The choice that you made is people that are destroying this country. You think Joe and Kamala is creating change better than Trump did? You're wrong. You're very wrong. Folks, we have a very sick and disabled president of the United States in the White House. And that's Joe Biden. He's very sick. He's very disabled. He's not in the right place of mind to create policy, let alone lead the country. On the majority of times, he has Kamala Harris deal with his speeches that he is supposed to be doing. Folks, you're not supposed to have a vice president speak before the president. And we are seeing that a lot under this administration. When will the disabled, here, I want to say one thing here before I close it out. When will the disabled receive enough SSDI so they can afford an apartment? SSDI puts them into poverty, makes them have their own apartment, to pay for their own apartment. They won't supply them with aid even for wheelchair disabled individuals with neuromuscular disease. The system could care two craps about them. Oh, changes are needed now? Yes, changes are needed now, Madam Vice President. But you and the administration can care two shits about the disabled community. You're more worried about censorship, equality, and big tech to have their voices over the majority of Americans. I think I'm more than accurate on that topic. You won't see mainstream admit that. They'll never admit that. That is their main objective, folks. Their main objective. They can care two craps about the disabled communities in America. Disabled. Their speech today meant diddly crap. Seriously. Here's one thing before I close out. What the hell ever happened to that ghetto woman and her daughter in Georgia caught on camera committing fraud with the ballots who appeared in court? I never heard one word about it. One damn thing. How come you're not investigating fraud right there? There's fraud all over the place. Medicare. We've seen a lot of fraud in the 2020 election. But this administration can care two craps about it. You want to talk about stuff? Let's talk about that. And then if you notice, if anybody watched this clip here, I get a lot of my clips on Breitbart. I love them. They're a conservative network platform. Why was Joe so confused? That's nothing new. Always looks confused. I don't think he understands what's going on, let alone understand how to run this country. Man can't even talk right. Can't even say a sentence. But that's the administration. That's the administration. We are living under an era of not only radical Democrats, but a radical government that gets a high off of having their voice over your voice. That's not the way this country was designed. They love it. It's a power trip to them. That being said, guys, I'm going to close it out here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on Wednesday's show. Also, remember, we will be going to a 5-day platform, a 5-day show lineup very, very soon. We will be doing audio podcasts Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays very, very soon. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to close it out, and we'll see you on Wednesday's show. Anchor, Spotify, Podcasting Network.